They're getting a
Is there anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
How did I know that I had this gift? I actually didn't really realize that I actually had this gift only like in my late 30s. I was just thinking that no, I'm abnormal. You know, I'm just. Then when I relate my experience, people don't believe me, and they say that yeah, you're over imaginative lah. So what started was I was really ill at the age of 6 years old. I had rare form of cancer. It was so rare that I was actually put on a case file to send to London for study. So at the point in time, because that's really in 1980s, pediatric surgery for cancer is actually quite challenging, especially that my case file like that. So what happened was I went through a massive surgery of several hours just to remove that tumor in my oral cavity. I lost a lot of blood, as what my mom told me, and I had emergency blood transfusion several rounds. Upon which, when I wake up, I was pushed out of the theatre. Then I was escorted to, I think, probably ICU. So that is when I first noticed something is very strange. Usually in ICU, right, now that I recall, I saw images, black figurines right in front of my bed, and then there were like several of them. And I keep hearing a lot of moanings and crying, especially on children. Then there were elderly people as well. Because now I understand how it works, right? When you're in ICU, you're not allowed to have so many visitors in your bed, and you're actually isolated. And then there were 4 or 5 of them, but they're in black grey images right at the end of the bed. Having so many people in that room, it does not make sense. So during that time in the recovery ward, we have really big ward that was, I only remember that it was this really big ward, like our class C ward, but then it's very isolated. It's right all the way at the end of this very long corridor, and each section, they are open air, okay, we do not have aircon that time. So each section have like for 8 beds. So there were 3 sections in so-called that one ward. And then because we are children, and I'm 6 years old at that time, they put us, those who are very susceptible to infection and all that, under observation, 1 child in 1 section. I was in the middle section, and I remember that my mom was the accompanying adult to sleep with me at my bedside. So that night, it was about 9 o'clock, I remember, because lights out was 9. Then the nurse reminded that I had to turn off the light. So she turned off all the light in the ward and told us to go to bed. So I only know that there's one girl right at the far end. She has kidney failure, very young, I think about 12 years old. I'm the second one in the middle section, and one very young infant with leukemia right at the end of the other in the other section. So what happened was, when they turned out the light, I had full-on intravenous drip on my left hand. I was kind of bounded because I can't really move very much. I remember because it's on the top floor, I think it was the 8th floor or something. I can see the rooftop and all the air circulator moving around. So moonlight was quite bright. And then looking at all the empty beds right in front of me, I can't sleep. My mom went out to wash up, so she was not with me. I was alone. So I was lying in my bed. Then I was like just staring at ceiling, staring at this, staring at that. Suddenly my gaze looking right across at the foot of the bed opposite me. It's a very thick mist. I just observe and look and look and look. I thought eyes playing trick, eyes playing trick.
Is at the foot of your bed or foot of the other?
Foot of the bed directly opposite me.
Okay. So there's no light around because it's already 9 o'clock, so all lights off.
Yeah.
But yet the smoky thing emitted its own light.
Yeah. This whitish thing started coming up. So after a while, I goodness Lord, I think it's about 5-10 minutes. it starts to form and take shape, like it becomes like a little bit more like silhouette. So my hand limited movement because of the drip and the needle.
Yeah.
So I have a teddy bear. I think a teddy bear or a doll on my hand. So I decided, okay, let's get up and see what is that. So I got up and tried my best, climb to the end and the foot of my own bed. And then I started going, hey, what are you? Then I take my doll and then I try to fling and get his attention,
Yeah.
So because of the limitation of my grip on my hand, I'm already like back stretching my hand so that the needle doesn't pop out, right? But I still have quite a big gap
To the other bed.
to the other bed
Yeah.
because there's a common walkway and
Yeah.
So I still straining myself. That's where I started to see the thing form a lot clearer.
Oh.
It formed the shape of a small girl. It's a girl. And because it has long hair. This thing was sitting on the foot of the bed. I could see the top part all the way until the kneecap, past the kneecap a little bit. Then after that, the lower part, nothing. It was nothing. So I just keep trying to, hey, look at me, you want to play or not, But then it's not responding. The weird thing started when I hear creaking sound. And the creaking sound didn't come from my bed. Because, our beds all will have wheels because they can be wheeled out. My bed was not moving because it was locked on 4 sides. And then the sound started, why is that creaking like, then that's when I looked at it, and then I saw the movement. This girl was doing a rocking back and forth, I can still remember that sound.
Oh, man.
And the craziest thing is, I picked my doll and threw it. It went straight through and it went onto the other side.
Yeah.
And then my mom came and she turned on the, at the back we have one big light, right?
Yeah.
She said, what are you doing? You're supposed to lie down and then your hand like that and then the needle will pop out and blah, 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 blah. She screamed on the light, how come don't have already? Mama, there's one girl there, and then she's down there, you see her, you saw her now. You say you must be crazy. You're like, I'm not crazy lah. Go and sleep lah. Then I asked the nurse to give you the certificate.
Your mom sounds like a typical Singaporean mother.
Yeah. So she really mean slap my head and then go to bed and that kind of thing. Then why you throw your things anyhow throw? Then she take and then put back and then ask me go and sleep. So that was the first and actual that I've ever seen.
Okay.
From then on, it was multitude of really strange things that I experienced. So there are some that are really significant that I will tell you later.
Okay.
But the common thing as the years of growing up, the strongest thing that I had was deja vu. I literally see images of things that happen in the future that I have not known before, have not seen before, and don't know what they are. Okay, and in my dreams, they're vivid, real. I can hear sentences. I can see the surrounding. I can smell. When it happens in real life, when our daily life go out, sometimes I'll be stopped in my path. I've seen this scene before. I know what's going to happen next. The most eerie one was actually on our honeymoon.
I see your husband nodding.
Yeah, that time when I had a dream was, I remember I was about 30, and in my late 30s lah. So I was still single. So there was this one night that I dreamt. I dreamt that it was a restaurant seating. There were boats, there were a lot of water. It was like somewhat like a marina. I walked into this cafe thing, and I noticed that there was ceiling fan, and then I noticed a number of people that were sitting right across me, what they are wearing, how they look like. It was clear as day. I looked at myself, I saw myself holding onto a menu, and I could see the things written on the menu. I can see food on my left and on my right. My right was an empty table. I saw that the waiter came along, brought someone in, and sat right to me. Okay? And that person ordered a bottle of sparkling water in a dark green bottle. I looked up, I saw this person sitting right across from me. I could see the outline of what he's wearing, but I can't see the face. It's a blur, absolute blur. I can see a silhouette of the head, the body, but the face is like a hard-boiled egg.
No feature, nothing.
No feature, nothing.
Ooh.
No feature, nothing. Then I only know that next thing the waiter, he read out what would you like to have. And then this person in front of me said something, but I could not hear him at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that he said something that was a bit of like whisper kind of.
Okay, so the whole words just like really gobble up like
You can't hear really much of anything, but you know that he's gesturing.
Yeah.
And you can hear the waiter very clear. I can look at my menu very clear. The design.
So everything is clear except that man in front of
except
you.
the man in front of me. So when I met him, that was already like 2 years after that dream.
Okay.
And we got married 2 years after that. And no, 1 year after that. So that was typically total of 3 years.
Yeah.
So we went on a honeymoon in New Zealand. On that very day, he brought me to the New Zealand Maritime Museum at the marina in Auckland. So as we were like, okay, walk down the marina. So as I was walking with each step, I'm like, oh shit,
You've seen this before
I've
somewhere.
seen this before.
Yeah.
I know what's happening. I know where I'm walking. Okay, I'm going to walk on this plank. I'm going to walk there. And we're going to that restaurant. And there I am, really walking into it. I'm living that dream. And then we were let in, sat down, and just sit right where it was exactly the same as my dream. He was sitting right across from me. I said, oh my God, you are the I told him right there, I've seen this before. I know what is going to happen next. Then I even told him, just in a while, the waiter is going to bring this couple and sit next to us. And they're going to order a bottle of sparkling water in green bottle. I foresee my future husband in my dream.
But you didn't see the face. You can't hear the voice as well.
Yes. I foresee my honeymoon at where we went for a meal.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, how is my brain wired to do this kind of thing? You know? So everything that I related to him, I tell him that, okay, next moment this person is going to sit down and then what they are going to order. I told him right there, I've seen this before. I know what is going to happen next. And then he just sit there and the blood drained from the face. And then, yeah, I mean, this is one of the many of the deja vu, but this is one of the most significant. So when I relate to families about that, they don't believe me. And then very often, the first thing I get is, you over-imagine that. You think so much. You got nothing better to do. You know, then you sort of like recluse back into yourself and, okay, fine. When I wake up, I was screaming and I'm shouting, get me paper and pen, get me paper and pen right now, right now. If people don't believe in guardians of the dead, I think this experience actually changed the way that I see it. She appeared in my dreams, in my bedroom, and then I know that she passed. I'm aware that she passed. I talked to her, and then she was like, you know, I passed very suddenly. I didn't manage to see my children. She called me Yiling in my Chinese name. Then she said, I need you to help me. I said, Auntie Yao, what you need me to help you? Then she pulled my hand and we walked. And then we walked through this something like a dimensional thing, and then it brought me to her house. And then she said, tell my family that the thing that they are looking for, they have to look for it carefully. I put it inside the safe. And she showed me the safe. She showed me the location and also in the drawer. Tell them to look carefully. Don't miss out. Okay? And she said, I visit grandma. Grandma is sleeping. She's peaceful. And I visit your mom and dad. I said, oh, okay. So you visit everyone? And then she said, I don't have time because my time to go is quite soon already. So she brought me into another portal that we walked right into the living room of my mom's house where I used to stay. So I saw the portal in the living room. I saw my mom watching TV in her relaxed, the rickshaw rider position, oblivious to the two of us that we are in the living room, right in front of her. My auntie said, my time is very near already. I have to go. I almost have to go already. They are coming for me. I said, who is coming for you? Then she said, I have several things I need you to relay to my family. Okay? I'm like, okay, I'll try my best. Tell your uncle. She called him by his pet name. Then she said, like, as if she's relating to me, like I'm her husband, She said, thank you for marrying me. I'm very honored that in this lifetime, right, I can become your wife. For all these years, that whatever that we've been through, I'm truly blessed. That we have two wonderful children, and now we have so many beautiful grandkids. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Don't grieve so much. You need to look after yourself. Tell my two daughters, tell the eldest one, don't fight with your sister anymore. Learn to forgive. Don't fight with her. There are only the two of you. After mommy is gone, you all have to look after your dad. He is very fragile. Don't let this rivalry thing carry on. Live in harmony. And then I'm like, my eyes are really rolling and trying to remember every single thing that she said so that I don't miss out, Yeah. So at the point that she said she's got to go, right? Then I saw the background of that dimension gap thing start to open up and become clearer and clearer. And there are 3 souls that were taken on at the same time. First one was this very old auntie. She had curly hair, and then she wear the old grandmother sampu kind of clothes with brown trousers. There was a lot of smoke around, so can't really see the feet. But I saw my aunt. I distinctively remember what she wore. She had a sort of like small floral paisley kind of top, black slacks or trousers. And the next one, I was shocked. There was this young lady, she was about 30 years old, that kind of age, very young, wear very neat suit or a jacket suit kind of thing, beige color. She had long hair, straight, very nice hair, long.
Yeah.
She was literally screaming on the floor, and she was trying to grab at anything, and she said, it's not my time, I'm not supposed to die, I'm not going to go, no, I'm too young, I cannot go. And then she was like grabbing at anything, you can see her trying to grab at my mom's furniture, but every time she grabbed, her hand cannot catch anything. She passed through like透明, like transparent like that, She was frantic, she was screaming, and she was really young. And then I thought she was going to catch me because she was trying to reach me, but couldn't grab me also. She was frantic, and she just kept screaming and said, it's not my time, I'm not supposed to die. After that, you see that there was a lot of the haze, the smoke on the floor. I looked at my auntie and said, what's with her? What's wrong with her? She was supposed to go, she's coming with us.
Same batch.
Yeah, so that's what my aunt told me. And then that's when the weird thing happened that I saw.
Yeah.
The old grandma was standing on the left, extreme left hand. My auntie was standing in the middle. This girl sprawling on the floor is on the extreme right hand on the bottom. Behind them, two black color silhouette came out. They were there. They were all black. They were really all black. And you can look at the silhouette. It has shoulder, it has head, and they look like they are wearing black suit. Yeah. But it's also black that you can't see any features, but they look very solemn. You can't hear any kind of chain sound, like, like.
Yeah, some people say afterlife got chain sound and everything.
No, don't have.
So the head and all that is like not like 牛头马面 lah.
No.
Human.
And they never even come forward, no? They were just standing right behind, very solemn. So when my aunt said, my time is to go now, then I said, okay, you take care of yourself, we will miss you. I will relay everything that you want to say to your family. Okay, don't worry, I will do that. Then it started to, the smoke sort of like melted backward. The girl was still doing that, crawling and grabbing and very distressed and screaming. It sort of engulfed her, and then it sort of like pulled back, and then it sort of faded backward until the portal thing, it encloses. Yeah, and then it resumed back into my mom's house again. So that's when I wake up, I was really, my whole pillow was all wet. I was crying and crying. Then I was still crying. Then I said, let me pen and paper. Then I was like 7 a.m. Then I was like, I just grab it and sit at the table. Like, calm down. I need to remember every single thing. So I start to write. And cry and write and cry. Then something in me prompted to draw. I drew out the scene of my auntie, that last moment of the two figures behind, my auntie, the old grandma, and the girl at the floor. I drew it out on a piece of paper.
Do you still have the drawing?
I gave it to my cousin.
Okay.
So I related in the meeting to my uncle. Every single thing that I say, right, it hits them right to the core. First is my uncle, because I call him by the pet name that my auntie called him. Then he's like, how the hell did you know that? Yeah, the things that I related to him, I sent him crying, because it was so real. That was just the same demeanor of what my auntie is like when she was alive. Then the final thing is, I showed them the picture. They were shocked. They were very shocked. Then I asked them, what is your mom? Your mom, when I saw your mom, she's wearing this floral blouse and with a black pants. They were shocked. They say, this is the blouse and the pants. We dress her in as her final garment in where she's wearing when she's put in the coffin. So how did I know? It was way beyond creepy. Then when I tell them, your mom said, you are supposed to find her belonging. And she said that it's inside the safe and in the drawer. Look carefully until you find it, because she didn't put it anywhere else. So they went and they searched. And then they went and dig it out. What they found is what she's saying. It's her personal savings.
I really don't feel good. This is getting a...
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.